I didn't really do a good job introducing myself. And I always say I'm just some dude in Atlanta trying to make life good for my kids, family. I've been with FFL since the very beginning. Literally the first day I was contracted here, and not because Sean Mike recruited me because I was a savage. I was just in somebody's hierarchy that came over. I just happened to be here at the beginning, and I look at it early on, dude, and go, I think I was a product of what FFL put together. And those of you that started and were with Sean for a while beforehand, making money, I think I'm a product of what you guys put together. Because the first convention I came to, dude, I wasn't on stage speaking. I wasn't one of those guys. I was sitting in the crowd trying to figure out how to go from 12 grand to 20 grand, and I didn't know how to do it at the time. So I know for me, every time I walk into convention, there's things that I don't know how to do. And I think people look at us, bro, and they think we got to figure it out. And I'm like, dude, come to my office. You will see me bang my head against the wall 15 times a day because I'm pissed off I can't figure something out, or something goes sideways or something goes wrong or something isn't working out the way I want it to. So like every convention, man, for me, I'm always looking to get better. And to what I've learned is just every time I go, dude, I just steal ideas from everybody else who's giving them out. And then I just go implement them, and in today's world, dude, I don't know how to issue 158 grand in a week or some of the numbers you like. That used to be a quarter for us. It's like, damn, you hit Hall of Fame if you do what's 120 a quarter, whatever the number is. So it's like I see some of these numbers now and I'm like, I ain't never sold that kind of insurance. Thank God. Hey, thank God we were here early. That's the only way we got in Hall of Fame. Otherwise, they would have made Hall of Fame $1 million or something. Thank God it was 400 early. you know Hell, the year I did it, there was only four of us, no, five of us. There were five of us. That I was four. I was number four in the company in 2015. And there were only five people over 400 grand that year. And I don't know how many were in the company, but there was only a few hundred agents at the time.
Right.
So for me this year going in specifically, I'm probably learning at a deeper level, and I don't want to mess too many people up because I think it's a little more advanced than most of them need. But I'm trying to figure out how some of these guys put process in place to grow as fast as they do with as many young folks as they do and get agents started as fast as they do on their first day.
Mm.
You know, running virtual appointments in an office setting seems to be the people that are growing the most, and I want to figure that out. I grew my whole thing. I don't have anyone in my office, me and my staff.
Right.
And we did early. I understand the dynamic of an office and what it brings to the table, but we were field. We're in the office 2 days a week, and all right, go get them. And everybody goes out in the world and goes gets them, and we come back on Thursday. We go do it again, and we come back on Monday. That's kind of how we grew up in the business: is two dial days and four run days. Today's world's different. So I do want to learn how they manage so many people because I'm not great at that, dude. A lot of people in my office and me is like oil and water. I get frustrated. I get annoyed with little things, and I'm a systems nerd, but I don't have those systems in place to put 42 people in cubicles and get them all leads. And I don't know how they do this shit. So
Right.
I want to figure that piece out, dude. I'm intrigued. And these cats are like, dude, I talked to oh God, what's his name? Is it Tyler? Young kid, 20, dude, he's 22 in Blueprint. God, dude, he's crushing it, bro.
Oh,
They're selling
Tanner.
them. No, no,
Tanner.
no, no. No, I think it's Ty. I'll look him up in a second. I just had him on the podcast too. My brain wasn't there. I didn't plan on talking about him, so um, I'm thinking about it. But some of these guys that are young as shit and killing it with, it's like, dude, I want to learn how to get things started like that. That's the biggest thing for me is like, what are they doing in these offices to get all the virtual stuff in people's hands, their systems behind the scenes. I know there's a lot of call centers within FFL now blowing up and doing big things. And I want to learn that game more than I know our game,
Right.
and they're different.
Right. Dude, that's
So,
huge.
yeah.
That's huge, dude. And um I think that there's so many different ways to win. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And as you're growing, whether you're personal business through sales or you're growing your agency business through sales systems and things like that. Um, One thing that I'll say, like when I came I had to change a lot coming into the events. I'm going to speak to, if this is your first event, you're going to come in expecting, you're going to probably expect a lot of insurance talk. Like, I remember I was licensed for a couple months before I went to my event, and I thought that I was like, dude, I'm gonna learn how to do this cash back. I'm gonna learn
Dylan,
this
that's his name.
IUL. I'm gonna learn this, there's all these different things, and I didn't learn any of that.
Yeah,
So what I say is coming in, be open to learning more about yourself.
yeah,
Okay?
100%.
About yourself. Like listen to the stories. Find the people that you can relate to. Find the ones that make you feel if they can do it, dude, I can do it. Some of the worst speakers were the most motivating to me when I started. I wasn't looking for perfection. The guy who went up in there with freaking suit and tie, dude, I was like, okay, cool, that ain't me, bro. I was looking for the guy who barely knew how to tie a tie, who stumbled on stage and said that he made 400 grand. I said, oh shit, yeah, if he could do it, because the guy who looked all good and stuff, I was like, I didn't feel that way about myself. You with me? So you pay attention to not what the people, don't look for all these special things. Look for the folks that you can relate to. Now, if you've been in this 2, 3, 4 years, right? Thing that helped me out a ton walking into this event was not being so close-minded. There was a few years at events, John, to where I walked in there to socialize, not to grow. Okay? I'm just going to be real with you. We were making some money. Things were good. It was like, all right, cool. Let's just show up, bro. We just got to show face. It's a party, right? And then I started realizing like I wasn't learning the new. I wasn't learning what was happening in the company. I was behind on telesales. I didn't understand what folks were doing with leads. I didn't feel it. So the next year, this was 2023, I said, you know what? There's probably I started making money. Dude, my first $1 million year, John, was 2020. So 2020, 21, it was just like, kind of, nah,
Yeah,
I'm excited, but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay. And then in 23, I went to the event and everybody was making money, boom, boom, boom on stage. And I was just watching people get awards. And I was like, this sucks. And where my agency was at the time, it wasn't like, oh, dude, overnight you were about to just do 20 million. But what I could control was my sales. I can control that. So in 24, I said, you know what? I'm gonna walk into this damn event and I'm gonna learn how to sell some insurance. Y'all might be like, dude, you were already in the industry making millions of dollars before that. I know, but I was closed-minded on what I knew on how to sell insurance. I didn't think what these guys were saying was wrong. I just think it didn't apply to me because I knew how to sell insurance. I don't want anybody in here to go in there thinking they know how to sell insurance if your family could benefit from you selling more insurance. Do you hear me with that? See, if your family can benefit from you from selling more insurance, you need to go in there ready to learn how to sell more insurance. That was the biggest change for me because I was like, I'm going to listen when this 19-year-old's on stage. I'm going to listen when this single mom with 3 kids is saying that she did $1 million. I'm going to take notes on what the hell she's doing. I'm not just going to clap. I'm not just going to go, whoa, that was a great story. Because, bro, I'm a team player. I'm not going to root against you. But I damn sure wasn't downloading that shit into my hard drive. I made a decision to be a student again. And there's somebody on here who needed to hear that. There's somebody on it who's walking into the event who needs to knock that chip off their shoulder and say, you know what? I'm not cash flowing like these mother effers are.
Mhm.
I'm not. And I control it, so I got to listen. Y'all, I was 12 years into the business and I had to have that reality check with myself. I don't want you to walk into the event if you need to have that conversation as well. Any questions, comments, John? You know what I mean? Like that
Hey,
was just on my
yeah,
heart, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
that dude that I talked to the other day, Dylan Smith, 22, dude, he netted after expenses and leads last month, 174K, 22. I'm like, what? Like, what? You know what I mean? I'm like, and he got licensed on his 18th birthday. I'm like, yo, my son just turned 18 and I ain't got him to get his license yet. Can you talk to him for me? You know what I mean? So I'm sending him to Braden. I'm like, yo, go over there. You know, so yeah, I think a lot of us can walk in that way, dude. And I can definitely say I've done that for a lot of years. You know what I mean? Gone in and go, "Ah, we got this thing figured out. Might not be exactly, perfect, but we got things figured out. I don't need to listen to this guy or that guy. This, you know what I mean? It just is what I can relate to that fully. And it's hard to continue to be a student. It is hard, especially as you start making some money. I mean, it's one of the hardest things to do. But it's needed to keep growing because if it's that, hey, that grow or die thing is real.
It is real.
Yeah, it's real, man.
And
You
there's
know,
changes
yeah,
that that we all can make. And I think the value of our insurance license is something that we all need to just really, really
yeah,
remember is how valuable it is. I think, it was a lot different. Like when we were started, man, it was not to say there was this there was some glory in coming out of the field.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah, 100%.
There
Yeah.
was.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and let me explain to you guys like what the glory was in my eyes. And John, maybe if you agree, and if there's some differences, let's speak on them. But I think it wasn't that I don't like selling insurance. Okay, it was that the time it took to really run a profitable agency in home, you couldn't be in the field still. Like I couldn't be in somebody's house, deal with my staff, do this, do that. It literally there wasn't enough time in the day. And if there was, your marriage would go to shit. You would never see your kids. And it was just like, so it was, I saw the freedom of actually being able to have a life was, okay, well then I guess I got to give up the field so I can have a life and run my business. Today with virtual sales to where you can have a VA and an AI system running a whole bunch of stuff. And when I wrote apps back in the day, I needed somebody to follow up on my apps to make sure they got paid and make sure my handwriting was good. Like there was a whole lot of stuff that, bro, like, yo, like, dude, I want to get the hell out of the field so I don't got to deal with that shit. Does that make sense? Today, what do we really have to get away from? Do you guys know Mahmood? Works with Zach. He still sells Hall of Fame numbers. Team does 3, 4. I think he adds $1 million a week. I'm being facetious, but like he don't need to be selling, but he goes, what else would I do?
Sure.
And the money's that good. Like, why would you turn down 20, 30 grand a month? That's insane to me. And all I got to do is just, look, this is my home office. I just got to walk in here and put a shirt on. I may not even have pants on right now. Who knows? Like, this is crazy. And I never got into this, John, to work from home. I never got into this for flexibility. That was never. I didn't give a shit about flexibility. I didn't give a shit about, I wanted to make money. Period.
Sure.
So, guys, think about all the things that we have for us now. A cell phone, we got virtual things, we got all this stuff. Why would you be in a hurry to give this up? America paid me 7,000 today. Why would I be in a hurry to stop that? I want people to come out of this event with this, like, dude, build the baddest ass agency in the world. But I promise you, John, your agency where it's going to go, that those offices, the cubicles, all that, like that, dude, it's going to go because you're going.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's going to happen. Dude, you're figuring it out. John don't need to be selling for like most people. They, well, why don't you just sit back, figure out the systems, get the thing, and do that? He goes, dude, I'm going to sell my way to that. Can you walk us through, like, you have that goal, what you're going to get out of the event, but you're not sitting back saying, I'm going to learn and take notes on this shit. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Talk to us through that, though, because that's, dude, I promise you, I see one of your reels, bro. I quickly go, all right, bro, why don't you get off your ass and like call some leads? Make sense? I'm just being real. You motivate the shit out of me. Keep posting 10 times a day, bro, because I need that. Okay. But every time I see you, I'm like, ah, shit, let's go. So, what are you doing? You're working your way to that goal. You're not just walk us through that, dude, and why you're doing that.
Yeah, I think, dude, you know what's crazy is like, I get a lot of credit for shit, but like, I don't make Zach and Mahmood and all these other guys in our agency do nothing. You know what I mean? At this point, they're grown ass adults. Hell, half of them are partners now. Like, they don't need me for shit anymore. And it's like over time, like, remember when we first got out of the field, how weird it was? I mean, it's just like weird because you ain't the one driving the money anymore, and you're like, "What do I do?" I don't know. For me, it was awkward as shit getting out of the field. I didn't like it. I didn't understand it. It felt awkward, but it was necessary. At the time where we were to grow things. You realize at that time we were losing money by selling insurance.
Yes.
And more importantly, our agents were losing money because we couldn't be there to help them. Because, dude, I remember being in the field writing an app. I'd missed 7 phone calls from agents who were also in houses. Where now I can just unmute and help them. You know what I mean? Um, so I think over time, as it started to grow, it got weird again in the sense that, dude, once I taught people how to do stuff, and they certainly learned from a ton of other people. I just tried to be my little piece to everybody's puzzle and add value to y'all's world the best I could. And one of the things I always screamed was like, if you're learning from just me, you're making a mistake. Because I'm really good at a couple things, but I suck ass at most things. And so take the good from me, leave the bad, and implement stuff in your business, and it has done well. But over time, dude, this thing grew so big, I got bored, like mentally. Like there was no challenge in my life whatsoever. And the agency would grow whether I did anything or not. And then you start to think like, well, hell, if it grows without me, the fuck am I? What do they need me for? You know what I mean? Like, no offense.
Yeah.
Like I could quit today and our agency would double next year, probably still. I'm like, well, damn. Well, what am I doing? You know what I mean? You start to question like, what value do I add to people? And certainly I can see ways I add value and help people, whatever.
Right.
But
Right. No,
you
no, I
know,
appreciate it. Yeah.
if I start looking at like, all right, I helped a lot of people become integrity partners that were direct to me. Straight up, hey, name the last one. I'm like, damn, I don't like that. You know what I mean? Because it's been a while.
Right.
A direct one from me that's popped, dude, it's been a minute. I ain't blind to that. And then the telesales game changed. Obviously, it's different, if you will. And I think as I started, I made a decision last year to start building a new base shop again because I can certainly look at it and go, all right, I worked in depth for so long and done so many other things. It's like I kind of lost, not track, but I kind of lost touch with what we
Right.
do in a
Right.
sense.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I want to take some young guys and help them get rich. I want to do that again. That my favorite part of this journey was us running 15, 16, 17. Those years when we were in London all together. Remember that picture, that one you sent that we're all became
Yeah.
partners? Like that
Yeah.
still I think about that picture, dude. And I'm like, yo, we had no idea what was coming to us at that stage. But we were all running together. We were on a mission. We didn't really know what the mission was, but it was like to just take over, and financial freedom certainly for our families and to provide opportunities for others. And so for me, I decided last year, I'm like, I want to do that piece again. So I started doing it again, and then it gets into telesales, and just quite frankly, dude, people are like, it's hard. I'm like, you can sell it, dude. It's insurance. People requested insurance. This ain't that deep, bro. Cut it out. And I'm doing all that, and you hear enough times just straight up, dude, and I'm motivated by funny things. So I don't know if this is helpful or not to people. But I heard enough times that people would go, "You don't do it. How do you know?" I'd be training and it'd be like me talking like you just did, uphill in the snow both ways back in the day when we had paper apps and all the shit. Dude, I had enough 20-year-olds go, "You don't do what we do." And it pissed me off, bro. Just straight up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then at the same time, I'm like, all right. Maybe they see something I don't. Fair point. I don't do what you do.
Mhm.
But mother effer, there's enough people doing this thing. I'm 100% sure I can do what you do or what you're trying to do. Because none of them were top tier. You know what I mean? They're like mediocre, just trying to figure it out, struggling. Leads are hard. They hang up on you. It's not the same as in the house. You can't talk to it. You know what I mean? Just all the excuses they all give. And I got tired of training on theory. And I was like, you know what? I'm motivated a lot, Dom, by like, F you, watch me.
Yeah.
I'm that guy. And so someone pissed me off in October enough for me to go, I'm ordering leads. And so I ordered leads and I stumbled my way through it because I ain't never done telesales. Um, and, it took a minute because it's different. I'll give you that. It's different. But I'd argue till I die, it's only this much different.
Yeah.
Because at its core, the leads are the same people. They're still families who give a shit about their family. I mean, a lead is a person. I don't care if it's Files lead or Joe Blow's lead or what, as Sean said on a video I saw today, somebody dropped a piece of paper on the floor with a name and phone number on it. Like at its core, there's a person behind every name and phone number. And that person, I'm 100% sure, cares for their family as much as you and I care for ours. That I know for sure. I don't care if it's in-home telesales, whatever way you want to sell them, that don't change. So I decided I was just going to learn how to approach it differently because I think that's the only difference between field sales and telesales. And now I'm 100% sure because I wrote 20K this week on my own pen. All of it's approved and it wasn't hard. Are there difficulties to it? Yeah, such as life, dude. So I just decided I wanted to go out and show people because I think that's always the way we led before
Yeah.
was from the front and show people how to do it and go catch me if you can, bro. Here's how I do it. And every single sale I did was live on Discord. Everyone could watch all of it. They could watch every hang up. They could watch everything I got yelled at. They could watch every sale. And what I hate about last run, bro, was none of it's documented. We weren't
That's it.
smart enough to know social media was coming and it was a thing. We documented nothing. The only thing we do have, bro, I still have 1-800 conference call, free conference call.com, whatever the hell that thing was. Dude, I still have all those recordings, bro. But there's no video of us doing anything. There's no content of John Wetmore, Dominique Rodgers selling back in the day. That don't exist. So I was like, I don't know, man. I was just motivated to go out and lead from a different way and show people it was done. And I think it holds more weight when I talk about things when I'm showing them how it's done versus talking about how to do it. And that never changes. And dude, everything in my world has blown up and it took me a minute to figure it out. Now I sold something right away. What I will say I do have that doesn't go away, we have a skill set, dude. I'm 15 years talking to people. I know how to talk to a lead better than y'all know how to talk to a lead. It is what it is. You can't take that out of me today. So I got to come into it with a little bit more of a skill set because I earned my stripes over the years. But, I think, dude, everything in my world is starting to blow up to a level I didn't see coming because of it. And now I did November, December, January. I think October was part time. Maybe I started at the end of September. October, November, December. Last month, December, I issued 40K, dude. And then hell, last week I wrote 20. I'm like, I couldn't tell you last time I wrote 20K, if ever. I don't know. Unless it was a big annuity. This was all and be clear, all final expense, bro. I ain't doing nothing fancy. I ain't doing IULs. I ain't doing truckers. I ain't doing annuities. I'm selling them basic ass final expense, half final expense, half vet final expense. That's all I'm touching. And it's like, man, the attraction from agents. I had no less than 15 agents reach out to me this week that want to work with me. My Discord's blowing up. My social media is blowing up. The amount of people that want to join the team, not only on my team, but the guys that I'm running with that I'm teaching how to do it, their stuff's blowing up because they're sharing everything that we're putting out there. And not no, I'm making, this is how I sell for anyone that is confused. I pick up my cell phone and I call the leads. Now, File's a savage, and I don't know what he's figured out, but a handful of them a week call me. But I'm not sitting there taking like live transfers and special magically. When they fill out the lead, there's a little page that says, John Wetmore's your agent. Here's his phone number. Some of them click on it. But the overwhelming majority of this is just outbound calls on my cell phone. I don't use a dialer. I don't use a system. I don't use a person to dial. I don't use a dialer like machine. I don't use AI. I don't use shit. I take this and I make phone calls. That's it. That's all I'm doing. There's nothing to it, dude. And I'm doing it that way to show that you don't need any of the fancy crap all the dingbats on Facebook say you need, especially the ones that don't sell insurance and they're just selling you some product because they failed at life insurance sales themselves. So now they sell something, and there are good ones out there. You know what I mean? It's like their stuff. But for me, dude, I like to show the simple way to do things. I'm still tracking shit by paper, bro. I'm still checking off a dial sheet every day, like slashes and circles. And yeah, it just keeps me in a rhythm and it shows my numbers. And yeah, buddy, I just like stick to the basics, dude. Like if you're, I know Cam's playing sports and stuff like that. I'm sure you're not doing all this virtual hooking up straps and things to his body to get him. He's probably hitting off a tee a bunch.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Like
He
baseball
doesn't know
ain't
what his
never gonna
exit
change.
velo is.
Correct.
For what?
None of that shit matters, dude. And so for me, I'm excited and what I love about it, dude, is in my little bubble of agents, the direct base shop, which I built a base shop and bro, since you were in it,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
um, it's blowing up in a way that I didn't see coming, but it's like, dude, being able to teach people how to make money at its most basic level, and it's not because I have money that I'm doing it. I'm buying the same. When everybody hits me up, what do you think the most common question in my DMs is right now?
I want somebody to put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. You guys are
Seeing what I'm selling. I see I
There you
see
go.
all.
That's it.
Yep. What leads are you buying?
That's it.
Every mother effing DM is what leads. My response to everyone is the ones you all say suck.
That's it.
Those are the ones I'm buying. I've tried them all. And you name a lead type I've tried, they all work. I've sold them all. IOC leads, GOAT leads, age leads, new leads, this lead. The dude, it's a name and a phone number with a family. And the reason why Dom and I and others are so good at selling is because we understand there's no magic behind a lead. Can you target someone? Sure. Can you ask for fill this out for a free cookie and they fill it out? And that, yes, I get there's some lead vendors suck ass. But at its core, most of what we do is like, hey, do you want this? Yes or no? If they say yes, they care about their family. Are they all going to buy? No, zero chance of that. I think I sell under 10% of leads I get.
Yeah.
To be clear, I sell under 10% of the leads I get. I don't have a 90% close ratio. I have a 50% close ratio. I don't get 90% of leads to answer the phone. Maybe half if I'm lucky. I just call more than y'all. I'm telling you, that has not changed, Dominique. In 15 years doing this, I sell more every week because I call more every week. I don't get emotional when they hang up on me. I don't get emotional when they say they're not interested. Do I try to overcome it? Obviously. Do I have a better skill set? 15 years? Yes, I do. Earn yours. Please earn it. Go earn it. You can have it too. All I did was keep going. And I'm the guy that quit. For those of y'all that know my story, I was terrible at the beginning and I quit for 2 years, which is why Dominique's been in the business longer. I actually got my license in 2010 also, bro, but I didn't do shit till the end of 2012, And so, dude, I don't know, man. I think and the money, bro. So me and Maddox are watching the game last night, right? And again, dude, we live good. I'm not broke. Right. But just being straight up when can I just be really honest, dude?
Please. Yeah.
When you sign with integrity, you get a big ass check. But then we become employees and half of y'all make more money than us. I don't know if anyone's confused by that. I'm an employee by integrity and they pay us like shit because we're waiting for an equity event. We own the company. Our job is to build the company and have it worth a certain amount that some big event happens and we get paid a shitload of money. In the meantime, we don't make jack, in case anyone was confused. Fair, Dom?
Very fair.
They pay us nothing. So that big check doesn't last forever. We're worth a lot of money. We're worth a shit ton of money, Dominique Rodgers, but we can't go to the bank and get it.
Right.
It don't work like that. It's a different level. There's different game. There's different levels to this game, right? I like to live good. I like to spoil my kids. I like to spoil my wife. I like to spoil my team. Dude, we're watching the game last night. Maddox has wanted to go to the Super Bowl forever. This is what he wants to do. He likes going to World Series. He likes, if you come down to Maddox to our room, Maddox has all kinds of autographed stuff. You've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
dude. Dude, it's badass. By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
it's so sick. Okay, like,
Oh, his room. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I mean,
dude, you should never show
we have a nice
Cam. My
place.
son's like, I want a room like Maddox's. Can I have my own? Can I have my own refrigerator and my own snack cubby in my room? I said, damn, bro, let's go. All right, but keep going though.
Dude,
This is good.
so
This
we're
is
watching
good.
the game last night. I grew up in Boston, so I'm a Patriots fan by default. Maddox just likes sports. We're watching the game, Seattle and whoever last night, the Rams. We're watching in third quarter. We're playing pool. We have a little pool table downstairs, so we're shooting pool, just dinking around. And somehow it comes up again, like, oh, maybe go to Super Bowl. We should go to Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And I said something like, damn, it'd be cool to go. Now I don't know where it is. I have no idea. I don't pay attention. I'm not that into it. So I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool. I'm like, where is it? And so again, keep in mind, I sold 20K this week. So I was like, yo, look up tickets. He was like, are you serious? I'm like, let's just look. I don't know what they cost. Let's look them up. Dude, 10K a pop.
1 week's of
I'm
work.
like, I was like, let's buy them. Dude, I sold that much in final expense this week. So I'm spending 20K to go to Super Bowl. And again, we ain't got buckets of cash because integrity, I signed 6 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's like we're worth a lot of money. Cash flow changes. Right? So two different games. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go. I told him no last year. Because I'm like, well, we got to wait for integrity. The year before, we got to wait for integrity. The year before, we're integrity one day. And I'm like, I'm tired of one day, bro. Because I never had to say one day before when I was selling.
Damn. Yo, this right here is is the power of our license. This is why some people ask me, dude, why you sell? Like, dude, you know the part to where like we get paid a lot for doing it and the choices you're able to make.
Yeah.
See, John, there was 3 years, that 3.5 years, to where my dream started to deplete.
Yeah.
And I think about you, I'm like, fuck, 6? Shit. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
But dude, 3.5 years that I stopped dreaming.
Yep. I feel your pain there, bro.
Like
I
there was
do.
no more dreams. Like my whole life was a dream. Ever since I was born, I've been dreaming. Like
Yeah.
dreaming to play professional baseball, dreaming to do this, dreaming to that. And then it was like, dude, you got everything that you asked for, but then the dreams stop.
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Then it's like you got a choice to make. Bitch, moan, complain, or put your big boy hat on and go to work.
Yeah.
And going to work today with telesales and these leads
Yeah.
that I'm telling you, I'd get in my car and do it for my family, but geez, I'm happy I don't have to.
Yeah, buddy.
I know you
Same.
is too. Does that make sense? My man was
I'll be
flying
the
to
first. I
Utah.
hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hated doing it. But I did it for 3 years because I needed to take care of my family, dude. And I was tired of telling my kids no. And I have again, we're in a good spot in life. I have a nice house, but dude, I have to tell my kids no to some things now. And I don't mother effing like it.
Mm.
So I was like, you know what? Let's go. So we booked the tickets, the flight, and the hotel last night, like on a snap, just in 10 minutes. I was like, F it, let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I was
talking about.
like, yeah. So,
The confidence that we all get from selling.
yeah. Yeah. Hey,
You
check it
got
out.
this is
There, Don.
yeah.
Can you see it?
Yep. Yep. See you in Frisco. All right, don't fly to Jacob Bruns thought he was flying to San Diego and ended up in San Francisco, by the way. That's
Ah,
a funny story, right? Like he goes,
that's
Dom, I'm at the
funny.
airport. I was like, bro, you are not at the airport.
No, you're far away too. Yeah.
I think Jenny, you got a question?
Yeah, she's had her hand raised for like 4.5 hours. I
Yeah.
apologize, Jenny.
All right. Patience is a virtue.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, I'm brand new in this. I used to be a teacher. Um, this is only my third week. I'm going to convention this week. What are some things that or some mistakes that you guys used to make in the beginning that looking back now, you're like, oh man, I wish I knew better, and in ways where I can like translate that to my new team too to help them grow faster.
You're 3 weeks in and hiring already? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I already have
Hell yeah.
3 or 4 people getting started.
Hell yeah. I love it. Good for you.
Thank you.
Congrats. I'm gonna let Dom's deep in thoughts. I'm gonna let him rip
Uh,
first.
well, the first thing I'd say was since you're building a team, but also you're selling, or you're selling at a high level, or you want to sell at a high level
Yeah, I did 3K today.
today. That's what I was
Yeah.
looking at. I would say the biggest mistake, one of the biggest mistakes that I made as in writing insurance was I was so in a hurry to write new business that I didn't conserve my business. Like I thought every time somebody called me, a client, I was so negative
Mm,
when my clients called me. I thought, man, they're gonna cancel it, so I don't want to pick it up. Or if I pick it up, I'm nervous that they're gonna cancel it. And then I'm like, oh, like, versus just saying, hey, what's up, Jenny? It's Dom. Oh, hey, Dom, I'm just calling to check on like whatever they have. Like, I used to
yeah.
almost run away from it. It was almost like, did you really like me? Like I was dating people and be like, oh my God, like they didn't really like me. And if I talk to them again, they're gonna realize that I'm ugly. So like, I don't ever want to talk to them again. Like, that was just I don't know if anybody can relate to that, but your clients, don't be afraid of them. Don't run from them. And just service them is what I'd say. You know what I mean? And if you get an insufficient funds email from Americo, don't immediately go, those broke asses, which is what I used to do. Okay. And those broke asses turned into I never called them. Or if I did call them, it would be emotional. Makes sense. And then they wouldn't pick. And then the first time I called them, they didn't pick up. I'd go F them and I'd never call them again. Right? Because those are my issues.
Mhm.
Versus, you know what? Maybe they just didn't pick up the phone. Like, remember, dumbass, they took 17 times to pick up the phone when you first called them and sold them. Like, why would they pick up the first time after? Like,
Right.
I just wasn't really thinking through it all versus just slow down. So, slow down, conserve your clients, follow up with them, and don't just run to writing new business. Still write new business, but, just
Sure.
don't put it to the side. And,
Cool. Already got that done. I checked on all
that
my
was a big
clients with the
mistake that I made.
storm. So
Yeah.
love that. Thank
How
you.
about you, John?
Um, I would say for me, from a sales standpoint, my biggest issue was definitely being emotional, especially about the negative side. The hangups, the cancels, the chargebacks, the kick rocks, the I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like all the negative pieces we do. I'm very emotional and I'm very negative by default, right? Like I've been telling this story lately. I had this I was in like a grocery store parking lot trying to get to the other side of it. When you cross right in front of the grocery store, they're all this way. They got the little speed bump because
Yeah.
the crosswalk where people come out. Well, dude, I'm slowing down and there's someone walking out of it and he's looking at me making hand gestures. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, dude, I'm nowhere near you. What the F? And he looks over and he's doing it again. And I'm like, mother, dude, like I'm like getting heated. I'm starting to boil. And I'm creeping, like creeping. I'm nowhere near him. I get a little closer. He does another one. His lips are moving. And dude, I roll down the window, bro. Guy goes, hey man, dope car. I'm about to move my car. Do you want to park here? Meanwhile, I'm ready to fight. He just wanted to help me and give me his parking spot. You know what I mean? By default, I think people are out to get me, bro. That's who I am. So I have to be very protective about being negative and emotional. And so the best thing that I ever did for me was to start to track everything. I'm a nerd. Dude, not only do I put it on a sheet like this, mine goes into a spreadsheet after. And then I can look at it and as much as I'm in it to help clients and and I understand where we help them. And I'm not saying clients are just numbers, but like, I know my number.
That's right.
I can reverse engineer any amount of income I want in this business. I know exactly what percentage of leads pick up for me over the long period of time. I don't know how many are going to pick up on a Tuesday. That I don't know. That I'll never know. That will change, Jenny, like you'll never believe. But I know that over the course of 3 months, it's like baseball, bro. You're gonna go 0 for 4 multiple days in a row sometimes. But dude, if you stay consistent over the course of 3 months, you have an 0 for 4 day. It doesn't affect your batting average at all. It does nothing to it. But on Tuesday, if you go 0 for 4, you have a 0 batting average. If you lose your mind over it, it's not good. So for me, like, I understand, like, I know on average, Dom, in the last 4 months since I've been selling, I sell an app every 66 phone calls on average. It's just what my number is today. I know my average app is $1,600 on average. It's just what it is. So when I write a $20 app, I don't get emotional. And when I write a $400 app, I don't get emotional monthly. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get emotional just because I know the averages are the averages, and the averages will always average. You know I'm going to close 50%. I know I'm going to close somewhere around just under 10% of leads I get in. I know my numbers so well. I know how much activity, Jenny, equals X amount of money. I know exactly what to do to make $1. And that allowed me to remove all the stuff in the middle that takes to get that $1. It's activity equals $1 for me. And that, if I can remove all the stuff in the middle, that means during the activity, prospecting and presenting, I can be very intentional and I can be very in the moment, which allows me to pay attention to my clients' needs and have conversations. And I don't care if I'm selling it or not selling it, because in that moment, I'm just putting in work. You know, and this has become a very big numbers game in the sense of don't be emotional about the ups and downs. Most people are on a little roller coaster in this deal, and they go like $3,000 this month, $8,000 next month, $4,000 next month, $12,000 next month. It's like this little up and down, right? And everybody's like, I want to be like John and Dom and so and so. I'm like, do you think that someone who sells $400,000 a year sells $34,322 every month, or whatever the number is? It don't work like that. 1 month it's 28,000, 1 month it's 47,000, then it's 32,000, then it's 56,000. It's a roller coaster too. It's just way up in the sky because they got more activity. That piece don't go away. In fact, I bet I had more chargebacks this month than most agents, but I've also deposited more money. You know what I mean? It's just, and so for me, removing the emotion in the moment during negative, the quote unquote negative pieces of this industry, learning to get that out of my mind and not affect me, changed everything for me.
So awesome. Thank you, guys.
John, that was such a spot on answer. And you guys, when you come to the event, you're going to get so much of this. You're going to get so much of, let me remove the emotions. How do I remove the emotions from this business? If we all knew how to control our emotions, everybody would be selling $500,000-$600,000 a year. If it was that simple, it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It takes time. Yeah, it takes time to get there.
But when you see it, it always reminds you of like, okay, this is where I need to be. It centers you. So as you guys are rolling into the event, start thinking about, what do you want to get out of the event? What changes are you looking to make? Okay. What income are you looking to achieve this year? And like John said, I can reverse engineer. I promise you, you take enough data this weekend of what people are saying, put it with your goals, and then talk to your manager, mentor, whoever you're working with. Dude, they'll help you reverse engineer what you heard, what was done, and line it up to what your goals are this year. And I think everybody coming out of the event needs to have a really good conversation with who they work with. All right. And this is what I'm want, this is what I'm willing to give up. And this is, and can you help me with how to get there? And be open to it being answers like John just said, with just straight up activity. All right. We're gonna get wore out this week on. Damn, that's it. That's what you're gonna think. You're gonna be like, dude, that's it. Damn, that's it. Just like when you were saying, he was like, oh, you guys are probably thinking John uses Wavy and uses Practical Dialer 2.18 17,000 version. You thought that he was going to have a spreadsheet that was like, oh my God, where did he get his spreadsheets from? Like, no, dude, he uses Verizon and an iPhone or AT&T. No VIOP. When he calls, it says Jonathan Wetmore. Maybe John. Does that make sense? I love when dude, I call people from my same number I've had since I was 14. It's like you don't need to get sneaky. You just need to get to work. And you're going to see a lot of people this weekend that just get to work. That just get to work. So, John, it's been fun doing this with you, bro. All right. I know we found out that we were doing this like 28 minutes before we started, but like this is y'all would have thought we took all week and planned this, right? But no, this was like 17 minutes before. But we
And I
made this
love, we didn't
happen.
even got to connect on it. We're just like, hey,
Nah,
we'll figure it
no,
out on it. We're good. We've done this
no, it just happened.
together
We just
enough.
started and said, you know what? All right, well, let's figure it out. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys see us at the event, come by, dude. Tap me on the shoulder. Yo, I'm working the Success Zone, man. Just wanted to say what's up. Makes sense. If you're on social media, tag people here so everybody sees. If you're looking to recruit, this weekend is a great weekend for you to get the people at home in the game. Get them in the game. Show them who you're with. Show them the people you're around. Show them the dinners you're having. All that type of stuff. So I look forward to meeting you guys. John, I look forward to seeing you, brother. It's always love.
Man.
Thank you
Yes,
guys,
sir.
Frank, Jamie, Mike. Thanks for having us on tonight. See you guys.
Later.